Coco Gauff keeps it straight honest after being annihilated by Amanda Anisimova. Coco Gauff pretty much said that Amanda Anisimova gave her a zero chance of doing anything on the court, and even compared the 24-year-old's level to Aryna Sabalenka. When number 2 seed Gauff and 3rd seeded Anisimova set up an All-American semi-final at the WTA 1000 tournament in Beijing, the expectation was that it would be a tight battle and likely a real showdown. But it quickly turned into a one-sided battle after the number 3 seed opened a 5-0 lead and went on to register a dominant 6-1, 6-2 victory in just 58 minutes of play. In each set, Gauff was 5-0 down, and she is probably lucky to have avoided a bagel. Later in her presser, the two-time Grand Slam champion didn't want to sugarcoat anything about her display, admitting that she was completely outplayed by her rival. Gauff: "I couldn't do anything. Anisimova and Sabalenka are tough when they are playing that level of tennis. She played well. I felt like I couldn't really have a chance of getting a rhythm out there. But a learning experience for the next time. I mean, she's definitely one of the best out of those I've played. Yeah, for sure, she and Aryna are tough when they're playing that level of tennis. I felt like today, no matter what I did, I just couldn't get into the match. So yeah, I'm going to take this and learn from it," the reigning French Open champion said of Anisimova. For Gauff, it was her first Beijing loss since 2023. Last year, the American tennis star won 6 matches to land her maiden China Open title. This year, she won 4 additional matches to improve her Beijing winning streak to 10, before it was ended by Anisimova. Gauff now turns her focus to another WTA 1000 tournament in Wuhan, where she is the number 3 seed and has a first-round bye. She made the Wuhan semi-final last year. It was a night that did not lie. Under the harsh lights of the Beijing stadium, the scoreboard told a brutal truth. Amanda Anisimova 6-1, 6-2 Coco Gauff. In just 58 minutes, the defending champion was dismantled, outplayed, outpaced, and put in her place. Tennis World USA +3 Reuters +3 Tennis World USA +3. When the echoes of the match settled, and the cameras came to her press conference, Coco didn't dance around it. She didn't hide behind cliches or placate expectations. She was direct, honest, raw. "I couldn't really have a chance of getting a rhythm out there," she admitted. Tennis World USA, she said what everyone watching already knew. She was buried under Anisimova's level. She compared witnessing that excellence to the challenge of facing Aryna Sabalenka at her best. When the opponent is in that zone, no margin remains for error. Tennis World USA. The collapse on court. To understand why this loss stings so deeply, one must picture the match. Both sets started with Anisimova jumping to a 5-0 lead. Coco avoided a bagel only in minor reprieves, but the pattern was clear: relentless power, laser focus, no mercy. Reuters +2 Tennis World USA +2. It was more than losing points, it was losing control. In every facet, serve, return, movement, Anisimova crushed momentum before it could breathe. For a player like Gauff, inherently reactive and defensive in her better moments, the match turned into a theatrical display of domination. So when the loss came, Coco didn't shield the truth. She acknowledged she had few answers. That she was left chasing rhythm, chasing timing, chasing relevance. And in admitting that, she showed the character that often defines greatness. Not when you're winning, but when you're broken. Truth as a starting point. There is a peculiar courage in admitting defeat. Many champions, in their darkest losses, speak in half-truths, in spin, in point of evasions. Coco did the opposite. Her words were like a cracked window, harsh but revealing. She played well. "I felt like I couldn't really have a chance. Today, no matter what I did, I just couldn't get into the match." Tennis World USA. That sentence holds more than regret. It holds awareness. It holds the seed of repair. Because recognizing that you were overpowered is the first step in rebuilding, if you refuse to bury the pain behind sugar-coated narratives. Coco even placed Anisimova in a rarefied class. She and Aryna are tough when they're playing that level of tennis. Tennis World USA, she didn't try to minimize her own shortcomings or romanticize the match as a fluke. She called it what it was, a beatdown by someone playing at a genuinely higher altitude. In the wake of the fall. What happens after a defeat like this is more revealing than any win. In tennis, the calendar turns quickly. There is no time to wallow. Coco already has her mind on Wuhan and the next tournaments. Tennis World USA +1. But the emotional and technical excavation begins now. Her serve, already a frequent focus of critics, was exposed. Her rhythm, her confidence, her ability to impose, all brittle under pressure. A match like this forces introspection. Where have the micro-margins given way? Where is the disconnect between intent and execution? Coco's honesty suggests she will not pretend. She will not gloss over. And that means perhaps she will dig deeper, work harder, address weaknesses not just superficially but at their roots. The turning point in the ruin. There is something transformative about a loss that feels overwhelming. It shakes you. It unsettles you. But it also offers clarity. The illusions fall away, the pretenses drop, and you can see the real terrain of your game, your mental state, your limits, your vulnerabilities. In a way, such losses are rare gifts. Only when you are humbled do you truly see where the cracks are. Only when beaten do you understand what must be rebuilt. And Coco, in choosing to keep it straight, seems to be summoning that process. She's not hiding. She's not pretending she was robbed or that luck failed her. She's saying, I was outclassed, I will learn, I will work, I will try again. Hope in the ashes. The toughest roads often birth the strongest comebacks. When Gauff returns to practice, those same opponents will not be kind, the margin for error remains thin. But here's the thing, the humbling can fuel ferocity. The memory of this defeat can become a lighthouse, painful to revisit, but always guiding forward. Coco has the temperament, the tools, the ambition. She has already shown that she can recover, recalibrate, and rise. The question now is how deep she will delve, how honest she'll stay, how relentlessly she'll pursue the rebuild. Because greatness is not defined by avoiding annihilation, it is defined by how one emerges from it. And Coco, in speaking plainly tonight, showed one of the essential qualities, the willingness to own the truth, even when it burns. If you like, I can shape this into a more magazine feature style or a shorter piece. Or even a version with more psychological insight or quotes. Do you want me to adapt it further?